His lipstick is my dick. Everything's stuck, everything's
into the blue. Tropical fish.
His life is my dick.
From Aquarius to mystery scenes. This is the place where passion beams. A.L.E.X. Cardinale's here. Bringing the vibes every day, all
Way start popping, you just can't stop. Music, but it goes pop, 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 rock and roll.
hit the sub. Let's explore. A.L.E.X. Cardinale's here. Bringing the vibes every day, all year. Tune in now, don't miss the show. Alex Cardinale, let's go.
We will find you. 100% we will find you. And when we do, you're not going to see another daylight. You're going to be behind those bars. Yes, we're going to protect our community.
Crime Junkies, welcome to On the Case with Detective Alex Cardinale, exclusively on the Alex Cardinale Network. I'm your host, Detective Alex Cardinale, and each week, we delve deep into the shadows of history to unravel the mysteries of infamous and forgotten crimes. Together, we'll explore the intricacies of each case, uncovering what these stories from the past can teach us about justice, human nature, and vigilance. Your insights matter, so if there's a case you're curious about, don't hesitate to email your suggestions to alexgoyankiescardinal19@gmail.com. Remember, if you see something, say something. Dial 911 if you witness a crime in progress. Now, let's dive into the intrigue and welcome Detective Alex Cardinale.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to On the Case with me, Detective Alex Cardinale. Tonight, we're going back to 1996 and 1997, and we're going to learn about some infamous and forgotten about crimes from 1996 and 1997. Detective Alex Cardinale at your service this evening. I'm going to educate you about some of the crimes that took place in 1996 and 1997. And we're going to learn about crimes from 96 and 97 from all around the world. Worldwide crime in 96 and 97. We're going to learn about such crimes as the murder of rapper Tupac, the murder of Italian designer Gianni Versace, and we're going to learn about some massacres and some mass shootings as well. So I appreciate everyone tuning into this episode of On the Case, and I hope you're ready for an awesome episode. Before we get started, I would like to remind all of my live viewers out there that you can tell me about a crime you remember from 1996 and 1997. Just post it in the YouTube chat. Let me know what crime you remember from 1996 and 1997. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get this show on the road, shall we? So let's go ahead and kick it off. And let's learn about what kind of crimes happened in 1996. So let's learn about some crimes from 19 years ago. What kind of crimes happened in 1996? The year 1996 saw a variety of crimes across the globe, reflecting both ongoing issues and emerging trends in criminal behavior. Here is a summary of the types of crimes that were prevalent during that year. Violent crimes, murder and manslaughter. Murder rates in the mid to late 1990s were a significant concern in many countries, including the United States, where they were higher than in more recent years. High-profile cases often drew public attention, highlighting issues such as gang violence and domestic disputes. Assault and robbery. Assaults and robberies were also common, with many incidences related to economic disparities and substance abuse. Urban areas often reported higher rates of these crimes, influenced by social economic factors and local policing strategies. Property crimes, burglary. Burglary remained a frequent offense in 1996, affecting both residential and commercial properties. Advances in security technology were beginning to impact these rates, though not as sufficiently as in later years. Theft and vandalism. Theft, including shoplifting and auto theft, was prevalent. Vandalism, often associated with youth crime, affected urban and suburban areas alike, sometimes fueled by societal frustrations and lack of recreational opportunities. Cybercrime. Though still in its infancy, cybercrime began to emerge as a significant issue in 1996. The increasing prevalence of personal computers and the internet opened new avenues for fraud and unauthorized access to information. Drug-related crimes. The war on drugs continued to influence crime rates in 1996. Narcotic trafficking and possession were major issues in many countries, contributing to other forms of crime, including violent and property offenses. White-collar crimes, fraud and embezzlement. White-collar crimes such as fraud and embezzlement were significant concerns, particularly in the financial sector. These crimes often involved complex schemes and significant monetary losses. Corruption. Corruption remained a pervasive issue in 1996, affecting both public and private sectors. High-profile cases often involved political figures and major corporations. The landscape of crime in 1996 was shaped by various socio-economic factors and technological advancements. While some crimes have decreased in frequency over time, others have evolved, presenting new challenges for law enforcement and society. Understanding the types and trends of crimes from this period provides valuable insights into the ongoing efforts to address and prevent criminal activity. And that is crimes that happened 29 years ago in 1996. And now we're going to travel 28 years. We're going to go to 1997 and find out what kind of crimes happened in 1997. All right, so here are some of the crimes that happened in 1997. The year 1997 witnessed significant criminal events globally, spanning from high-profile cases to impactful legislative changes. Here is an overview of some notable crimes and legal developments from 1997. High-profile cases. The murder of Italian designer Gianni Versace. In July 1997, the world was shocked by the murder of renowned Italian fashion designer Gianni Versace. He was shot outside his Miami Beach mansion by serial killer Andrew Cunanan, who was already wanted for multiple murders. The high-profile case attracted significant media attention and highlighted the vulnerabilities of even the most celebrated individuals. The Heaven's Gate cult mass suicide. In March of 1997, the Heaven's Gate religious cult tragedy unfolded in Rancho Santa Fe, California. 39 members of the cult committed mass suicide, believing it would allow them to board an extraterrestrial spacecraft following the Hail Boop comment. This tragic event raised awareness about the dangers of cults and the psychological manipulation involved. Financial crimes and scandals. The Bry-X scandal. The Bry-X mining scandal involved the false claim of a massive gold discovery in the Busong area of Indonesia by the Canadian company Brex-X Minerals Ltd. This case, which unraveled in 1997, is considered one of the biggest mining frauds in history, resulting in significant financial losses for investors worldwide. The collapse of Barings Bank. Although the initial events leading to the collapse occurred in the early 1990s, the repercussions were felt in 1997. Barings Bank, one of the oldest merchant banks in Britain, collapsed due to unauthorized trading by its employee Nick Leeson. This scandal highlighted the need for stricter financial regulations and oversight. Changes in legislation. Megan's Law. Megan's Law, which mandates public access to information on registered sex offenders, was enacted in various states across the United States in 1997. The law was named after Megan Kanka, a young girl who was tragically murdered in 1994. This legislative change aimed to enhance public safety and awareness. The Kyoto Protocol. While not a crime itself, the Kyoto Protocol was adopted in December 1997 in Kyoto, Japan. This international treaty aimed to combat climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. It marked a significant step in international environmental legislation, highlighting the growing global awareness of environmental issues. These events and developments from 1997 had wide-ranging effects, influencing legal systems, financial regulations, and societal awareness globally. And those are some of the crimes that happened from 1997. And now we're going to learn about some of the most notable crimes from 1996. So here are some of the most notable crimes from 1996. The year 1996 was marked by several high-profile crimes that captured the attention of the public and the media worldwide. We're going to explore some of the most notable crimes from 1996. Up first, we're going to talk about this case in detail in just a few moments. The unsolved mystery of John Bennett Ramsey. On December 26, 1996, a 6-year-old John Bennett Ramsey was found dead in the basement of her family's home in Boulder, Colorado. The case became a media sensation due to its bizarre circumstances, including a lengthy ransom note and the family's prominence in the community. Despite extensive investigations and numerous theories, the murder remains unsolved, sparking ongoing public interest and speculation. The disappearance of Kristen Smart. Kristen Smart, a 19-year-old college student at California Polytechnic State University, vanished on May 25, 1996, after attending a party near campus. Her disappearance led to a massive search effort and much scrutiny over the university's handling of the case. In the years following, the case remained cold until recent developments in the 2020s. which have brought renewed attention and hope for justice. The Port Arthur Massacre, another crime we're going to dive deep into in a few moments. On April 28th and April 29th, 1996, one of the deadliest mass shootings in Australian history occurred at the Port Arthur Historic Site in Tasmania. Martin Bryant, the perpetrator, killed 35 people and wounded 23 others. This tragedy led to significant changes in Australia's gun laws, resulting in the implementation of strict gun control measures that have been credited with reducing gun violence in the country. The Dublin School Massacre. Another tragic mass shooting took place on March 13, 1996, in Dublin, Scotland, when a gunman entered a primary school and killed 16 children and one teacher before taking his own life. This horrific event led to a public outcry and significant changes in the United Kingdom's gun legislation, including a ban on the private ownership of most handguns. The Centennial Olympic Park bombing. During the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia, a bomb exploded in Centennial Olympic Park on July 27th, killing 2 people and injuring over 100 others. The bombing was part of a series of attacks carried out by Eric Robert Rudolph, who evaded capture for several years before being apprehended in 2003. The incident raised concerns about security at large-scale public events. These events from 1996 highlighted a year filled with tragic and impactful crimes that led to significant societal changes and continue to resonate in public consciousness today. So those are some of the notable crimes that happened in 1996. And now we're going to talk about those notable crimes. Perhaps one of the most notable crimes from 1996 that is still talked about today is the murder of a famous rapper. Right now, let's talk about the murder of Tupac. The murder of Tupac Shakur remains one of the most infamous and unsolved cases in the history of American music. Tupac Shakur, also known by his stage name Tupac, was a highly influential and controversial rapper, actor, and activist. His life and untimely death continue to captivate and intrigue people worldwide. Tupac Shakur was born on June 16, 1971, in East Harlem, New York City. He rose to prominence in the early 1990s as a key figure in the hip-hop industry. His music often addressed contemporary social issues, reflecting the struggles of African Americans and inner city residents. Known for his poetic lyrics and charismatic persona, Tupac became a voice for marginalized communities and gained a massive following. The night of the murder. On September 7th, 1996, Tupac attended a boxing match between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. After the fight, Tupac was involved in an altercation with a gang member in the hotel lobby. Later that night, while riding in a car with Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight, Tupac was shot multiple times in a drive-by shooting. The attack took place at approximately 11:15 p.m. at the intersection of East Flamingo Road and Colville Lane. A white Cadillac pulled up alongside Suge Knight's BMW, and the occupants opened fire. Tupac was hit 4 times, twice in the chest, once in the arm, and once in the thigh. Suge Knight, who was driving, was grazed by a fragment but survived. Tupac was taken to the University Medical Center of Southern Nevada, where he underwent several surgeries. Despite the medical team's efforts, he succumbed to his injuries on September 13, 1996, 6 days after the shooting. He was only 25 years old. The investigation into Tupac's murder has been fraught with challenges and controversies. Despite numerous theories and suspects, no one has been officially charged with the crime. The case remains unsolved, with various conspiracy theories suggesting motives ranging from personal vendettas to gang rivalries and even industry politics. Tupac's death marked a significant moment in music history, symbolizing the violent feud between East Coast and West Coast hip-hop factions. His influence continues to be felt in music, fashion, and culture. Tupac's posthumous albums and releases further solidified his status as a legendary figure in hip-hop. Despite his tragic end, Tupac's legacy as an artist and activist endures. His powerful messages about social justice, inequality, and resilience continue to inspire new generations, ensuring that his spirit lives on through his music and the impact he made on the world. And that is the murder of Tupac, perhaps the most notable crime from 1996. And now we're going to talk about the murder mystery of John Bennett Ramsey, another popular case from 1996. So let's talk about the murder of John Bennett Ramsey, shall we? Oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. All right, so here's the murder of John Bennett Ramsey. The case of John Bennett Ramsey is one of the most perplexing and publicized unsolved mysteries in American criminal history. It revolves around the tragic death of a 6-year-old beauty pageant contestant, John Bennett Patricia Ramsey. John Bennett Ramsey was born on August 6, 1990. In Atlanta, Georgia, to parents John and Patsy Ramsey. The family later moved to Boulder, Colorado, where they lived in a large upscale home. John Bennett was known for her participation in child beauty pageants, capturing numerous titles and the public's attention with her poise and charisma. On the morning of December 26, 1996, Patsy Ramsey reported her daughter missing after finding a ransom note demanding $118,000 for John Bennett's safe return. Hours later, John Ramsey, John Bennett's father, discovered her lifeless body in the basement of her home. She had sustained and suffered a blow to the head and was strangled with a garrote fashioned from one of her paintbrushes. The investigation into John Bennett's death was fraught with controversy and missteps. The Boulder Police Department faced criticism for their handling of the initial crime scene, allowing potential contamination of evidence. The ransom note, believed to be unusually long and written within the house, raised suspicions. The requested ransom amount matched John Ramsey's recent work bonus, adding to the mystery. The Ramseys were regarded as suspects early on due to inconsistencies in their statements and the lack of forced entry. However, they have consistently maintained their innocence. Some investigators and independent theories suggest that an intruder could have been responsible, citing evidence such as an unidentified boot print and partial DNA found at the scene. Despite numerous investigations, the case remains unsolved. In 2008, the Boulder District Attorney's Office cleared the Ramsey family based on new DNA evidence that suggested the presence of an unknown male. However, public opinion and various theories continue to fuel speculation. Efforts to solve the case persist, with advancements in DNA technology offering hope for eventual resolution. Nevertheless, John Bennett Ramsey's murder remains a haunting mystery that continues to captivate and perplex investigators and the public alike. And that is the case of John Bennett Ramsey. And now we're going to talk about some mass shootings and massacres that took place in 1996. So 29 years ago, the Port Arthur massacre occurred in Australia. So the Port Arthur massacre is a tragic event that occurred on April 28th, April 29th, 1996 in Port Arthur, Tasmania, Australia. It stands as one of the deadliest mass shootings in modern history and had a profound impact on gun laws in Australia. On April 28, 1996, a lone gunman named Martin Bryant opened fire at the Port Arthur Historic Site, a popular tourist destination known for its well-preserved colonial colony buildings. Over the course of the attack, Bryant killed 35 people and injured 23 others. The massacre began at the Broad Arrow Cafe, where the gunman first targeted his victims and then continued at various locations across the site. The Port Arthur massacre shocked not only Australia, but the world. It raised serious questions about gun control and public safety. In response to the tragedy, the Australian government took swift action to reform its gun laws. Following the massacre, the Australian government, led by then Prime Minister John Howard, introduced the National Firearms Agreement in 1996. This legislative response included banning automatic and semi-automatic firearms. These types of guns were prohibited for civilian use. Introducing uniform gun licensing, the NFA established a consistent approach to gun licensing and ownership across all Australian states and territories. Implementing a gun buyback program. The government bought back over 650,000 firearms from citizens to reduce the number of guns in circulation. These measures were credited with significantly decreasing gun-related deaths and incidences in Australia. The Port Arthur massacre remains a pivotal moment in Australian history. It serves as a somber reminder of the impact of gun violence and the importance of effective legislative measures to prevent such tragedies. The event also highlighted the resilience and compassion of the Australian community and underscored the need for ongoing dialogue about public safety and mental health awareness. And that is the Port Arthur massacre. And now we're going to talk about the Dublin School massacre, the Dublin School mass shooting. So the Dublin School massacre was a tragic event that occurred on March 13th, 1996 in the small Scottish town of Dublin. This devastating incident profoundly impacted the community and led to significant changes in gun legislation in the United Kingdom. On that fateful morning, Thomas Hamilton, a 43-year-old man with a history of troubling behavior, entered Dublin Primary School armed with 4 handguns. He opened fire in the gymnasium where a class of young children were gathered for a physical education lesson. Within minutes, Hamilton had killed 16 children, all aged 5 and 6, along with their teacher, Gwen Mayer, before turning the gun on himself. The massacre sent shockwaves throughout the town of Dublin and the entire country. The loss of so many young lives and the impact on their families, friends, and the local community was immeasurable. The tragedy prompted widespread grief and mourning, with people across the world expressing their condolences and support. In the wake of the Dublin massacre, there was a strong public outcry for stricter gun control measures. This incident led to the formation of the Sunravel campaign, a grassroots movement that called for a total ban on the private ownership of handguns in the United Kingdom. As a result of this campaign and the intense public pressure, the United Kingdom government enabled two key pieces of legislation: the Firearms Amendment Act 1997 and the Firearms Amendment Number 2 Act 1997. These laws effectively banned the private ownership of handguns in mainland Britain, marking one of the most significant changes to gun legislation in the country's history. Legacy. The Dublin School Massacre remains one of the darkest days in modern Britain history. It serves as a poignant reminder of the devastating impact of gun violence and the importance of effective gun control. The changes to legislation that followed have been credited with significantly reducing gun-related crimes in the UK. The memory of victims is honored through various memorials and initiatives, including the Dublin Community Center and annual events to commemorate their lives. The tragedy has also inspired ongoing discussions about school safety and the measures needed to protect children from similar incidences in the future. And our final crime from 1996 that we are going to talk about is the murder of Anne Marie Fahey. Oops, wrong one. All right, Anne Marie Fahey was born on January 27th, 1966 in Wilmington, Delaware. Known for her vibrant personality and dedication to her work, Fahey was well liked by her colleagues and friends. Despite her seemingly happy exterior, she struggled with personal issues, including an eating disorder, which she documented in her personal journey. On June 27th, 1996, Fahey was reported missing by her family after failing to show up for a planned dinner. Her disappearance was suspicious from the start, as she was known to keep her commitments. The last person to see her alive was Thomas Capano, a prominent lawyer in Delaware and a former deputy attorney general with whom she was having a clandestine romantic relationship. The investigation into Fahey's disappearance quickly turned towards Capano, who initially cooperated with authorities. However, inconsistencies in his statements and mounting evidence against him, including bloodstains found in his home, led to increased suspicion. It was revealed that Capano had a history of controlling and manipulative behavior, particularly towards women. In 1997, Capano was arrested and charged with Fahey's murder. The trial, which began in October 1998, was highly publicized. The prosecution argued that Capano killed Fahey in a fit of rage and disposed of her body at sea with the help of his brother, Gerald Capano. A key piece of evidence was the testimony from Capano's former mistress, Debbie McIntyre, who admitted to purchasing a gun for Capano. However, the murder weapon was never recovered. Despite this, the jury found Capano guilty of first-degree murder in January 1999. Thomas Capano was initially sentenced to death, but his sentence was later commuted to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole in 2006 after a change in Delaware's sentencing laws. Capano died in prison in September 2011. The case of Anne Marie Fahey remains a poignant reminder of the dangers of abusive relationships and the importance of justice for victims of violence. Her family continues to honor her memory and advocate for victims' rights. And that is the murder of Anne Marie Fahey. And now we are going to talk about our final crime of 1996. I jumped the gun earlier, but this is our final crime from 1996, and it is another mass shooting. It is a shooting from San Diego State University. It is the 1996 San Diego State University shooting. The 1996 San Diego State University shooting is a tragic event that took place on August 15, 1996, affecting the university community and leaving a lasting impact. Fun fact for you, August 15th is my birthday. And I was born on August 15th, 1993. So 3 years after I was born was the San Diego State University shooting. So let's learn about the San Diego State University. On that day, a 36-year-old former graduate student named Frederick Martin Davidson opened fire during a meeting with his thesis committee in the engineering building on the SDSU campus. During this meeting, Davidson was being questioned about his thesis when he suddenly pulled out a handgun and began shooting. Victims. The shooting resulted in the death of 3 professors. Dr. Chen Lang, a mechanical engineering professor, Dr. Konstantinos Laurentis, a aerospace engineering professor, and Dr. Preston Lowry, a civil and environmental engineering professor. These professors were respected members of the SDSU facility, highly regarded by students and colleagues alike. Frederick Davidson was apprehended shortly after the shooting. During his trial, it was revealed that Davidson had been struggling with academic pressures and had become increasingly isolated. He was ultimately charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. The shooting deeply affected the SDSU community, prompting discussions on campus safety and mental health support for students. It served as a somber reminder of the importance of addressing mental health issues and ensuring a safe environment for both students and faculty. In the years following the tragedy, SDSU has taken steps to enhance campus safety and provide resources for mental health. The 1996 San Diego State University shooting remains a poignant chapter in the history of the campus, underscoring the need for ongoing vigilance and support within academic environments. And those are the notable crimes from 1996. And now we're going to talk about notable crimes from 1997. So we're going to go back 28 years and learn about some of the most famous crimes from 1997. The year 1997 witnessed several high-profile criminal cases that captured the world's attention. From infamous robberies to tragic murders, these incidents left a long-lasting impact on society and the justice system. The murder of Gianni Versace, an Italian designer, and we're going to talk about this case in detail in a few moments. One of the most shocking crimes of 1997 was the murder of renowned fashion designer Gianni Versace. On July 15th, Versace was shot and killed outside his Miami Beach mansion by Andrew Conan, a spree killer who was already on the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitives list. Conan's motives remain unclear, but his killing spree, which claimed 5 lives, ended with his suicide days after Versace's murder. The heist of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum. Though the actual heist took place in 1990, the investigation into the theft of 13 pieces of art, including works by Vermeer and Rembrandt, continued to make headlines in 1997. The case remains one of the largest art thefts in history, with the stolen pieces valued at over $500 million. Despite efforts to recover the artwork, the pieces have never been found, and the case remains unsolved. The Heaven's Gate mass suicide. In March 1997, the world was stunned by the mass suicide of 39 members of the Heaven's Gate cult in Rancho Santa Fe, California. The cult members believed that their death would allow them to ascend to a spacecraft following the Hale Boop comment. This tragic event highlighted the dangers of cult influence and prompted discussions about mental health and religious extremism. The murder of Ennis Cosby. The murder of Ennis Cosby, son of comedian Bill Cosby, also garnered significant media attention. On January 6, 1997, Ennis was shot in a failed robbery attempt while changing a flat tire on a Los Angeles freeway. His death was a heartbreaking moment for the Cosby family and drew attention to the issue of violent crime in urban areas. The North Hollywood Shootout on February 28, 1997, a dramatic and violent confrontation unfolded in North Hollywood, California. Two heavily armed bank robbers engaged in a gun battle with police, resulting in injuries to 11 officers and 7 civilians. The shootout lasted nearly 45 minutes and was broadcasted live on television, leading to changes in police tactics and the type of weapons officers carry. These notable crimes from 1997 reflect a wide array of criminal activity and its profound effect on society. Each case has contributed to ongoing discussions about safety, justice, and the complex nature of criminal behavior. Let's break down the murder of the Italian fashion designer Gianni Versace. Gianni Versace, the renowned Italian fashion designer, was tragically murdered on July 15, 1997. His untimely death shocked the world, leaving a lasting impact on the fashion industry and beyond. Known for his bold and innovative designs, Versace had built a fashion empire that attracted celebrities and fashion enthusiasts alike. His murder not only marked the loss of a creative genius, but also sparked widespread media coverage and public intrigue. Giovanni Versace was shot outside his Miami Beach mansion, Casa Casarina, as he returned home from a morning walk. The assailant, later identified as Andrew Cunin, approached Versace on the steps of his residence and fatally shot him twice at close range. Versace was pronounced dead at Jackson Memorial Hospital shortly after the attack. The perpetrator, Andrew Cunin, was a 27-year-old fugitive at the time of Versace's murder. Prior to killing Versace, Cunin had been on a cross-country killing spree, responsible for at least 4 other murders. Cunin's motives remain unclear, but his actions have been the subject of much speculation. The FBI had placed Cunin on its top 10 most wanted fugitives list, and a massive manhunt was underway to apprehend him. The murder of Giovanni Versace drew immense media attention, not only due to Versace's celebrity status, but also because of the mysterious and violent nature of the crime. 9 days after the murder, Andrew Cunin was found dead by suicide in a Miami Beach houseboat, bringing an end to the manhunt, but leaving many questions unanswered. Gianni Versace's death was a significant loss to the fashion world. His brand, known for its vibrant colors, luxurious fabrics, and daring designs, continues to thrive under the leadership of his sister, Donatella Versace. The murder also inspired various media adaptations, including books, documentaries, and a season of the television series American Crime Story, which explored the events surrounding Versace's murder and Cunin's life. Versace's legacy lives on through his revolutionary contributions to fashion and his influence on contemporary designers. And now our final crime that we're going to talk about tonight is the North Hollywood Shootout. So let's go ahead and learn about the North Hollywood Shootout. The North Hollywood Shootout was a high-profile armed confrontation between 2 heavily armed bank robbers and the Los Angeles Police Department. This intense and prolonged gun battle occurred on the morning of February 28, 1997, in North Hollywood, a neighborhood in Los Angeles, California. The incident is notable for its high number of rounds fired, the advanced weaponry used by the criminals, and the technical challenges faced by law enforcement. The perpetrators, the 2 bank robbers, Larry Phillip Jr. and Emil Matrosinu, were heavily armed with a variety of firearms and wore full-body armor. Their arsenal included automatic rifles, semi-automatic rifles, and handguns. They had a history of criminal activity, including previous bank robberies, and meticulously planned the heist with the intent of overpowering law enforcement. The robbery began at the Bank of America branch on Laurel Canyon Boulevard. The two suspects entered the bank and began their heist, but police were alerted by a witness and arrived on scene as the robbers were exiting the building. The ensuing shootout was intense and lasted approximately 44 minutes. The robbers fired over 1,100 rounds, indiscriminately shooting at officers, civilians, and police vehicles. The Los Angeles Police Department officers equipped with standard issue sidearms and shotguns were initially outgunned. The situation escalated to the point where officers had to commandeer rifles from a nearby gun store to effectively counter the assailants. During the shootout, several officers and civilians were injured, but remarkably and thankfully, no one other than the two perpetrators were killed. Phillips died on the scene after a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and the other suspect was incapacitated by police gunfire and later died from his injuries. This incident had a significant impact on law enforcement tactics and policies across the United States. It highlighted the need for police forces to have access to more powerful weapons and better protective gear. As a result, many police departments reevaluated their armed response strategies and upgraded their equipment to include more effective firearms and body armor. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, that is our final crime. And those are the most infamous crimes and some of the most forgotten about crimes from 1996 and 1997. All right now it is time to take a quick intermission. During this intermission, you're going to hear about some fun upcoming live streams, and you're also going to hear a word from our sponsor, StreamYard. StreamYard proudly presents On the Case. Coming up next, right after our intermission, we are going to conclude tonight's episode by talking about crimes from 1996 and 1997 that took place in some of the largest states in the United States: Florida, Massachusetts, Texas, California, and Georgia. On the Case with Detective Alex Cardinale continues right after this quick break. Don't go anywhere, folks.
You are tuned into On the Case with Detective Alex Cardinale here on the Alex Cardinale Network. Tonight, we're diving deep into the gripping mysteries of 1996 and 1997. So far, you've unraveled the enigma surrounding the murder of Tupac, delved into the shocking assassination of Gianni Versace, and explored a series of chilling massacres, and there's still so much more to uncover. This captivating show is proudly brought to you by StreamYard. As we take a quick intermission, we invite you to jog your memory and recall any notable crimes in your area from 1996 or 1997. Share your stories in the chat, we'd love to hear from you. During this intermission, discover the magic of StreamYard, get a sneak peek at our exciting upcoming live streams, and more. Stay tuned, because when we return, Detective Alex Cardinale will guide you through the haunting tales of crimes that shook Massachusetts, Texas, Florida, Georgia, and California between 1996 and 1997. Don't go anywhere, the adventure continues right after this break.
Alex Cardinale here, a proud StreamYard affiliate. Are you looking for an app to live stream to various platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram? Well, consider StreamYard. I have been using StreamYard since 2021 and I love it. StreamYard is the best live streaming service in my personal opinion. It gives you a professional look and makes your live stream look like a television show. Here are 7 reasons you should join StreamYard today. Easy setup and interface. StreamYard's user-friendly interface allows novices and experts alike to set up and operate live streams effortlessly. Multi-streaming. StreamYard lets users broadcast to multi-platforms simultaneously, reaching a wider audience and enhancing their online presence. Customization and branding with StreamYard. Users can customize their streams by adding logos, overlays, backgrounds, banners, videos, and more to match their brand identity. Engagement and interaction. StreamYard makes it easy to engage with viewers by displaying comments, collecting questions, and conducting live polls during the stream. And did you know you can host a giveaway using StreamYard? Just go to StreamYard.com/giveaway. Screen sharing and live interviews. Users can share their screens or bring in guests for interviews or panel discussions, expanding the possibilities for engaging content. Stream recording and downloads. StreamYard automatically records all streams, allowing users to download and repurpose their content for multiple platforms. And last but not least, top-notch support and community. StreamYard takes pride in offering reliable support and fostering a passionate community of streamers, making it the perfect choice for a streaming platform. So, if you want to join StreamYard and succeed like me, then just click the link in today's YouTube description. The link to StreamYard is in YouTube description and also in the YouTube chat of this live stream. I love StreamYard, and I'm sure you'll love StreamYard as well.
Dive into the world of fish and pet kingdom. Are you passionate about animals, tropical fish, or both? If you answered yes to any of these, then our Facebook group is the perfect place for you. Fish and Pet Kingdom is a vibrant community that welcomes tropical fish enthusiasts from every corner of the globe, whether you are into freshwater or saltwater aquariums. But that's not all. We embrace all pet lovers, whether you have dogs, cats, reptiles, birds, or small mammals. Even if you simply adore animals, you're invited to join our friendly community. Connect with fellow animal lovers, share your cherished fish and pets, and engage in lively discussions. Have a tropical fish or pet YouTube channel? Feel free to share your videos, something you won't find in many other groups. We can't wait to welcome you. Visit us at facebook.com/groups/tropicalfish and Pet Kingdom, or simply search for Fish and Pet Kingdom on Facebook. Join us today and be part of our amazing community.
Easter takes over Saturday Live. Join us for a special Easter edition of Saturday Live, airing live on April 5, 2025 at 9 p.m. Eastern/6 p.m. Pacific on the Alex Cardinale Network YouTube channel. Dive into the spirit of Easter with fascinating facts, explore whether Easter has lost its significance, and indulge your sweet tooth with our spotlight on the iconic Cadbury egg. Discover the enchanting world of the cottontail rabbit, aka Peter Cottontail, and learn all about this Easter-related creature. Aqua Alex will take us on a global aquatic adventure. From the colorful guppy to the panda corridorus catfish of South America, the majestic Senegal beacher of Africa, and the efficient Chinese algae eater of Asia, our waters are teeming with life. Plus, meet the fascinating cane toad in our featured reptile segment. Don't miss the return of the Alex Cardinale Open Challenge and the Crumble Spotlight, alongside intriguing facts about PACU fish, Hershey's, and Tetra Aquarium supplies. Relive the excitement of WrestleMania 2015 with a rewind to the epic clash between Triple H and Sting, and get the latest Yankees spotlight. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 5, 2025. It's a night packed with entertainment, education, and excitement. We can't wait to see you there.
Happy Easter!
Get hoppin' for an Easter extravaganza with the Easter Bunny Alex Cardinale. Party Popper Tulip. Mark your calendars for a festive celebration like no other. Join us on Friday, April 18, 2025, at 6 p.m. Eastern/3 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on the Alex Cardinale Network YouTube channel. Presented by Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale, Oasis Aquatics, and Hooger, this Easter 2025 live event promises fun for the whole family. Highlights include: Chef Alex will share last-minute Easter dinner tips and whip up delicious recipes, featuring carrot cake and honey-roasted carrots. Aqua Alex showcases his stunning aquariums and chats about fish that embody the Easter spirit. Detective Alex delves into famous crimes that occurred on Easter, unraveling the mysteries of the past. But that's not all. Watch as Easter Bunny Alex paints eggs, shares hilarious Easter videos, and much more. Don't miss out on this exciting event. See you April 18th at 6 p.m. Eastern/3 p.m. Pacific on the Alex Cardinale Network.
Get ready for an epic celebration like never before. Join us as we celebrate 150 amazing episodes of Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 26, 2025, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, only on the Alex Cardinale Network YouTube channel. Experience thrilling recipe demonstrations as Chef Alex Cardinale recreates the viral TikTok sensation Dirty Soda, using Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Mountain Dew. Plus, learn how to make a mouth-watering Mountain Dew cake with a decadent glaze. Dive into the aquatic world with Aqua Alex and his spectacular personal fish collection. Discover what new fish will join his family and from whom. Feel the rhythm with rap songs exclusively created and performed by Alex Cardinale. Witness the unveiling of the next inductee to the 2025 Creative Community Hall of Fame. Learn fascinating facts about the walrus, our animal of the world, and get insights on Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Mountain Dew. Don't miss WWE fan Alex's exciting recap of WrestleMania 41. All this and so much more in a celebration you won't want to miss. Tune in live on Saturday, April 26, 2025, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, on the Alex Cardinale Network YouTube channel. Be there, be entertained, and be part of history.
Get ready. Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale fans. It's time to celebrate 3 incredible years in style with the biggest Saturday Live of 2025. Mark your calendars for Saturday, May 24th, 2025, at a special start time of 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Join us for an unforgettable 3-hour special packed with excitement and surprises. This star-studded event features an all-star panel of special guests: Chef Alex working his magic in the kitchen, Aqua Alex and his fascinating fishy encounters, and Alex dropping some original rap beats. Proudly presented by Oasis Aquatics and Crumble. Discover your next tropical fish and create your oasis at oasisaquaticsonline.com. And for those with a sweet tooth, try a mouth-watering cookie from Crumble today. Let's make it a celebration to remember. Tune in on May 24th, 2025 at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on the Alex Cardinale Network YouTube channel. Don't miss out on the fun and festivities of the 3rd Saturday Live with Alex Cardinale.
the turnpike, destination Jersey, hosting a spectacle, hitting it like a derby. 11 years strong, ain't nothing but heat. Alex Cardinale, the king of this beat, celebrating big time. You two shine, New Jersey bound, it's party time. Aquashella vibes, fish everywhere. Oasis Aquatics, energy in the air. Met up with Tom, owner of the spot. Oasis Aquatics, got temps on the dot. Swimming with the best, no time for the rest. Jersey shimmering, Cardinale on this quest. Celebrating big time, you two shine. New Jersey bound, it's party time. Aquashella vibes, fish everywhere. Oasis Aquatics, energy in the air. 11 years in, we breaking all the rules. Live from Aquashella, flexing all the tools. Guppies and goldfish, light so divine. Alex's show, ultimate prime. Celebrating big time, you two shine. New Jersey bound, it's party time.
And welcome back to On the Case with me, Detective Alex Cardinale. And tonight we have been learning about crimes from 1996 and 1997. And right now we're going to conclude this great show by looking at some crimes from Massachusetts, Florida, Texas, California, and Georgia, some of the largest states in the United States of America. So the mid-1990s were a period of significant changes in crime trends across the United States. We're going to examine the crime statistics from Florida, Massachusetts, Texas, Georgia, and California during the years 1996 and 1997. This analysis will highlight the types of crimes that were most prevalent in each state and provide insight into the social economic factors influencing these trends. Let's start with Florida, the state that I'm living in currently. Florida, known for its diverse population, awesome weather, and bustling cities, experienced various crime challenges during this period. Violent crimes. Florida saw a high rate of violent crimes, particularly aggravated assaults. The state's urban areas, such as Miami and Orlando, were hotspots for such incidents. Property crimes. Burglary and theft were significant concerns, often linked to the state's booming tourism industry, which attracted both visitors and opportunistic criminals. Massachusetts, with its mix of urban centers and historical communities, had its own unique crime patterns. While Boston experienced issues with gang-related violence, the overall violent crime rate was lower compared to other states. Property crime. Theft and burglary were common, especially in densely populated areas. The presence of numerous colleges and universities contributed to a higher rate of property crimes in college towns. Texas, known for its vast size and diverse population, faced a wide range of criminal activities. Violent crimes. Major cities like Houston and Dallas reported significant levels of violent crimes, particularly homicides, rapes, and robberies. Drug-related crimes. Due to its proximity to the Mexican border, Texas dealt with substantial drug trafficking issues, influencing crime rates in border towns. And finally, Georgia. Georgia crime trends during this period were shaped by its urban and rural dynamics. Violent crimes. Atlanta was a major focal point for violent crimes, with issues related to gang violence and drug trafficking. Property crimes. The state experienced a high rate of residential burglaries, partly due to economic disparities in different regions. California, the most populated state in the United States, had complex crime patterns influenced by its diverse geography and population. Violent crimes. Los Angeles and San Francisco were prominent areas for violent crimes, including gang violence and homicides. Property crimes. Car theft and residential burglaries were prevalent, exacerbated by the state's economic challenges and population density. During 1996 and 1997, each of these states experienced unique crime changes influenced by factors such as urbanization, economic conditions, and social dynamics. While violent crimes were a common concern across these states, property crimes like theft and burglary were also significant issues. Understanding these trends provides valuable insights into the efforts needed to address crime and improve community safety. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is this episode of On the Case. I hope you enjoyed going back 28 and 29 years ago to learn about crimes from 1996 and 1997. It was a really, really fun show. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Remember, if you see something, say something. Never be afraid to report a crime if you are witnessing one happen. Our next episode of On the Case with Detective Alex Cardinale, we're going to focus on crimes to close out the 90s. We're going to focus on crimes from 1998 and 1999. So get ready to learn about crimes from 98 and 99 on the next episode of On the Case with Detective Alex Cardinale. With that being said, thank you all for watching On the Case. To check out any of our previous episodes, just go to the On the Case playlist here on my YouTube channel, Alex Cardinale Network. Have a great day, and thank you for watching On the Case here on the Alex Cardinale Network. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed the show.
Thank you all for tuning into this live stream on the Alex Cardinale Network. We hope you enjoyed the show as much as we loved bringing it to you. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends so even more people can join our amazing community and enjoy the content. A huge shout out to StreamYard and Oasis Aquatics for making this episode possible. Your support means the world to us. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and don't forget to stay connected with us. Follow the Alex Cardinale Network on Facebook for the latest news, updates, and behind-the-scenes content. Until next time, stay awesome and keep exploring the wonders of the world.